Scotland manager Ally MacLeod, centre, was the pivotal personality of the 1978 drama Credit Rex features. In the 20 years since Scotland last appeared in the finals of a World Cup, the ranks of those Tartan Army foot soldiers who can say, "I was there," diminishes steadily. For the generation which has grown up yearning for the Scots to grace that stage once more, however, a cautionary tale is on hand. Scotland 78, A Love Story, to be screened on Wednesday evening, is an account of the Scottish expedition to Argentina 40 years ago. It is safe to say that the passage of the decades has not diminished the jaw-dropping impression of amateurism and arrogance which attended the enterprise, as recollected by those who were there, as players, fans or working for the media. Ally MacLeod was, of course, the pivotal personality of the drama, having placed himself centre stage from the moment he took over as Scotland manager in May 1977, by which time his CV included the only major trophy he was ever to win, the Scottish League Cup with Aberdeen. He was in charge of the Scots as they rode a wave of positive results, beating England at Wembley and qualifying for the World Cup finals from a section that included the 1976 European champions Czechoslovakia, as well as Wales. Alone amongst the home nations, the Scots were bound for Argentina, and their travelling fans began to contrive the means to accompany their heroes. As a reminder of how this task had to be addressed in an era predating smartphones and search engines, two supporters illustrate the marathon trip by producing their principal tool, the Daily Telegraph map of South America, by which they navigated their route, traveling third class down the continent, frequently with goats and chickens for company. Some supporters sold their businesses to finance the odyssey, but even those who stayed at home sometimes had to undertake Homeric feats to participate in the national drama, such as the crofters on the remote West Highland Peninsula of Knoydart, who dug a 4-mile-long trench to accommodate a TV cable so that Scotland's games could be watched on a single cathode ray set. Scotland fans cheer on their team at the World Cup in 1978. Credit, Getty Images. MacLeod, meanwhile, was busy transmitting his singular brand of bombast. He would introduce himself and say, "Hi, I'm Ally MacLeod, I'm a winner, and it makes you think we have someone here who's going to take us in the right direction," says Bruce Rioch, the former Aston Villa, Derby, Everton and Scotland midfielder. How wide of the mark this assumption proved to be was signalled in a contemporary interview with MacLeod when he was asked why he had not personally watched any of Scotland's group opponents, Peru, Iran or the Netherlands. The manager replied, "Basically, what I've decided to do is try and win the World Cup by preparing my own team to perfection." The absence of awareness, or even interest, in opposition menace was flagged when the Scots goalkeeper, Alan Rough, asked MacLeod who took Peru's free kicks. "I've not noticed anybody," was the response. This was ignorance at its most willful and exposed the Scots to Teofilo Cubillas, the set-piece specialist, of Peru's 1970 World Cup quarter-finalists and 1975 Copa America winners. Cubillas duly punished such hubris with 2 goals in Peru's 3-1 win over Scotland in the group opener. When folded thereafter left scar tissue on the Tartan Army which is visible to this day. Willie Johnston's failed drug tests, an ignominious 1-1 draw with Iran and then, almost inevitably, the revival of hope by Archie Gemmel's wonderful strike against the Dutch in a victory that fell 1 goal short of qualification. Archie Gemmel scores his memorable goal against Holland in 1978. Credit, Getty Images. Amidst the bravado, bombast and recrimination there is also poignancy, evinced by the recollections of MacLeod's wife, son and daughter of the toll taken on their family when the fans' idolatry transformed into a toxin. They are entitled to wonder how different life would have been had, as depicted by a fantasy commentary and picture mix late in the program. Scotland actually fulfilled his fantasy and beaten Argentina in the 1978 World Cup final. And there is romance, touchingly personified by the tale of Tartan Army fan Fraser and Argentinian beauty Roxana. If a nation's passion was thwarted during these eventful weeks 4 decades ago, other, and happily timeless, imperatives managed to flourish. Scotland 78, A Love Story, BBC Scotland, 9 p.m. Wednesday and then available on BBC iPlayer.